So let's talk a little bit about what are those ingredients. What are those elements that are required in a successful mail piece? We like to say there's 10 elements, but I mean, I can probably write a list of like 100 different things if you really want to be truthful about it. But let's go over the basics. When you get a postcard in the mail, you need a clear, bold headline that immediately communicates what the product or service is or what problem it solves for the recipient. If you're trying to be very clever with your headline, you're going to lose the attention of the recipient. They're going to look at that, they're not going to get your joke right away, and they're going to have to think about it, and they're too busy. So that headline is really, really important, that it's not too long-winded, and that it clearly states what problem you solve or what your product or service is specifically. Now the graphic is very important as well. Again, don't get too clever. You want that graphic to back up that headline. You want it to support that headline. So just taking a look at what we're showing you here, you can see that this headline fully supports the graphic and vice versa. The next thing that's really important is you want to have color that pops on your promotional piece, because people are inundated with so much communication and so much marketing. I mean, the billboards and emails and pop-ups on your website, that you want to make sure that if somebody's getting something in the mail from you, that it's worth looking at. So there needs to be some good color and good contrast. Number 4, when you are looking at the front of a postcard, you're reading a headline. That headline and that graphic are going to get you to turn that postcard over. If it doesn't, it hasn't done its job. When you turn it over, you have to have another headline, a sub-headline, that leads into more copy that you want the person to read. So you want to continue the communication that the front of the postcard started with another headline on the back that continues that particular communication. So it's a subhead that leads into copy, but even you don't want to have too much copy on a postcard. What you're trying to do with a postcard is get the person to take the next step. So you don't want to give away the farm with too much copy on a postcard. You just want them to do the call to action, and we'll get to that. So instead of a lot of body copy, that's the verbiage, the text, instead of a lot of copy, you'd like to have bullet-pointed points on this postcard that are benefits to the recipient, not good things about what a great company you are. One of the things I could tell you too is please don't say that we have the best prices and the best customer service. This is something that every business likes to say about themselves, so it doesn't come across as genuine, even if it's the truth. So anytime you can add provable numbers, we have 51,372 customers that we've serviced. That's very believable. So if you have a large number of customers and you're willing to print how many you've serviced, that's very believable. Saying that you have been in business for a number of years. If you haven't been in business for a number of years, great. Avoid talking about it. It's not a problem at all. But if you have been, put the number of years, servicing the community since, and a date from like a million years ago. It looks good. Adds credibility. So anything that you can put on this postcard that will increase the trust factor and raise the rapport between the recipient and you. A photo of you is always great. When you're in a business where you're the closer, or where you have a small business and you only have a handful of staff, people want to know who they're doing business with and who they're calling. So you see this with realtors and mortgage brokers and financial services people. They always use their photo because they're trying to become real to you and separate themselves from the pack. But it actually makes us feel better about doing business with someone when they're willing to put their picture on their promotional materials. Let's see. The benefits, of course, are very important. The offer, as I said earlier, very, very important that you're giving them a reason to take the next step. What is that offer going to be? What are you going to give them to warrant them giving you their contact information in exchange? Nobody wants to fill out a web form. Nobody's going to sign up for your newsletter because it says sign up for my newsletter here. There has to be a reason for it. There has to be something that they're getting. Again, people are just so used to getting something for nothing. So what can you give them? I mean, I personally, if it was the first time I was building something or the first time that I was hiring a contractor, I would want to know like the 10 questions I would have to ask before making a decision and what the answer should or shouldn't be. That free report if written correctly and not as a sales pitch, is going to get people to download the report. And now you know they're looking. So now you have a viable lead that you can warm up slowly, to become your customer. There are some obvious things you need. You need a return address that is not a P.O. box or a suite number. That it could be a suite number because people don't really know if that's a physical address or not, but people like a physical address. It's just a P.O. box makes you go, oh, do you work out of your house? So that little tiny nuance can garner trust, just that return address. You definitely want to have a very big call to action. If you want somebody to call you on the phone, say, call today. If you want somebody to go to your website, please visit us today at. You want to tell them exactly what to do. Funnily enough, we like to be told what to do and when to do it. We don't want to figure it out. We don't want to look at your promo piece and figure out what we're supposed to do. So the more control you have in that piece to tell the recipient what you want them to do, the better response you're going to get. Again, contact information, very important that you don't make it so tiny that people have to search on your postcard or on your promotion or on your website to find that contact information. Just make it big and bold and in your face.